something a little different. A while back I tore down my 20 long. Pretty much depleted the soil after about a year. But the tank was planted pretty heavily. Swapped out a lot of tanks over that year, or a lot of plants over that year, made a lot of changes. Could have probably saved the tank, decided just to tear it down because I wanted to try something different. And this is what I did. Same 20 long, still got the little plant light above it, a lot higher up though. This paludarium is all immersed grown aquarium plants. I got some Emersed 53B in the background. A lot of dwarf pennywort. Some Nubius Nana. Some Nana Petite growing down the waterfall. Got a regular Emersed in the back there. More 53Bs. Get some Rennie swords growing in here. That are in here. Not really growing very well. Put a couple on a lot of red crypts in here. Where's the other one? If I can find them, there is some crypt compacts. There's a couple of them. You can kind of see that one Rennie tucked in back there, but not very good. I put some dwarf sage down here, planted it in the sand, and those are the only plants that aren't doing very well. But everything else is thriving nicely. The top up. Try and get a better look at these plants. It's kind of an unintentional, but the substrate on the waterfall kind of works like a wick. Keeps the soil nice and wet. Everything really seems to be growing good. I had thought about doing a moss wall in the background, but I was never able to keep it damp enough, so I just kind of scrapped that idea. And over time, it's just stayed damp, and the pennywort is growing throughout it now. There's some Ludwig repens in amongst pennywort. Another Rennie kind of buried in the middle of the screen there. Can't see it anymore. One of these days I gotta go in and do some serious hacking. Yeah, I can't get a good picture of any of the swords. Got some mold growing on the wood again. I had another batch of springtails into the tank the other day. They've been making a pretty serious dent in it. They just need to get themselves out onto that piece now. But everything seems to be doing really nice. Just a small Tetra filter, an internal filter in there. Got a sponge in it. See how the pennywort is kind of growing along off the land section into the water and just continues to spread. Got a couple of snails in there now. That was unintentional too. So far everything's kind of growing fairly nicely. Eventually, if I ever can find them, I'm gonna get some more vampire crabs and get them in there. Kind of hard to see it, but humidity always stays around 75%. Temperature stays around low 70s. No heater or anything in here. Spray it down about every 3 days. Keep it all closed up. Plants grow very nicely. It's kind of hard to see, but the roots have all grown out. They grew through the screening down into the water. It's not showing up real good on the camera, but there is a lot of roots. The false bottom in there, so I got about 4 gallons of water. And that's what happened to my planted 20 gallon.